Hello, everyone. I couldn't resist just showing everybody this beautiful view. I don't know if you could get the sunrise of Jerusalem, which is right behind me. That's the old city walls of Jerusalem right behind me. I'm too tired to be able to write anything, so I figured I would just share a few words of our first day of this great mission, whatever you want to call it, but I'm just here to support our brothers and sisters here in Israel. So, of course, El Al moved my flight from 1:30 p.m. to 11:30 a.m., so which means I arrived in Israel at some ungodly hour, about 4 a.m., but we hit the ground running. I was straight in Shoham, which is a city right near the airport, but I met there with Rav Stav and Sohar, and after davening, and we first went to the Matnas, which is the community center in which it has now been taken over by 18, 19-year-olds who have stepped up to volunteer and taking requests and getting items together and distributing to families in need in all these different places in Israel. And we helped them assemble, and we got care packages, so we were going to deliver down south to soldiers and to families that were in need. And for instance, they got word there was a lone soldier who's on a makeshift base in the south. Actually, I met him. He's a lone soldier from Las Vegas, Nevada, and his glasses broke. So they found out, they got to an optometrist, they got a new pair of glasses for him, and we hand delivered the glasses to the soldiers. So just these very little things which so many volunteers are stepping up and they're taking care of. We also, on our way down south, we stopped in a Shiva call in Modi'in to mourn with siblings of a wonderful woman who was murdered in Kibbutz Be'eri. And they told us a horrific story, but we were able to commiserate with the family. And I can't tell you enough of what it means for these families in mourning when they say, you came from America, I don't know you, but we all feel this sense of unity, this sense of solidarity, which is quite palpable throughout the country. If you look at all the road signs, the bumper stickers, the flags, there's a tremendous amount of unity. And as I had many conversations with Rav Stav over the day about our challenges, how do we maintain that unity once this is all behind us, God willing, soon. And I actually filmed with Rav Stav also. When I have time to produce it, I'll send that out. But just brilliant words, and such a privilege to spend the day with what a rabbi does. And he's a rabbi of a town, he's the rabbi of Tzohar, and he spends his whole day just trying to help out other people, most of them that he doesn't know. We went down, we saw army bases, we were able to hand deliver the letters from our children to the soldiers, and it's so unbelievably moving to them. And it's such a pick-me-up, the morale, because they're kind of just waiting around, a lot of them. Some of them are in very intensive work, which they couldn't really discuss with us, but and I also sensed a little bit of fear, knowing that they have to go in on a ground invasion, which is very, very frightening. But the sense of resolve and the sense of determination is quite strong. So after being down south, and what you recognize, and I've been there a number of times, is that it's just empty. It's really, really quiet. All you see are military vehicles, and you see the cars of the Miluim, the reserve who went down to serve. They just kind of put their cars anywhere, but it's relatively empty down there, and it's a little bit eerie, but knowing that the job that has to be done. We hit a number of bases along the way, heading from the Otef Aza, which is the Gaza envelope, heading up back towards the Merkaz. And by the way, yesterday was a huge barrage of rockets in the Merkaz. While I was at Tel HaShomer Hospital, and also outside in the Merkaz, you could hear the Iron Dome blast in the air. The sirens you don't hear as much, depending on unless it's in your immediate vicinity, but we could tell that it was very, very close to us. And in Tel HaShomer Hospital, we were able to visit with wounded soldiers. One is a tank soldier who unfortunately lost his leg in a rocket attack coming from Lebanon. Again, tremendous amount of resolve. Another counterterrorism soldier who had a bullet that, thank God, and he showed me his wound, went through and through his leg, just missed his, I think it's called the femoral artery, and thank God his life was saved, but he lost nerve damage, he'll have trouble walking again, but didn't stop him, because he says, you know what, in the process he lost one soldier, but he said he took out 7 of our enemy. And just being able to be with them, and they're saying, well, you came to visit me? I'm like, no, I came to thank you because you're keeping us safe. And also to see Rabbi Stav in action, of how he interacts with families, some they don't know him, and by the way, not once does he introduce himself as Rabbi. He's like, David Stav. And along the way, people are like, wait, I know who you are. He's a very, very well-known figure in Israel. Actually, he ran for chief rabbi here in Israel, so he's very, very well-known. And the people are like, oh, wait, I think I know you. So the humility with which he operates, it's just astounding. And we interact with people in the hospital. We went to also a Sefer Torah dedication where Torah was dedicated for an army unit, and the whole army unit was there. We're singing and dancing. Rabbi Lau came to write a letter, Rabbi Lau Sr. It was just a very, very moving day. So after this very, very long day, I was able to finally get back to Jerusalem. Well, I got to Jerusalem. I hadn't been there all day, to kind of drop my things and to go see Gila. Gila's great. And this is perhaps the saddest, eeriest part, is that finally we get back and, I got to eat. I haven't eaten all day. And I just went to get something to eat. And when you woke up Shlom Tzion HaMalka, let's say towards Rehov Yafo, normally on a Tuesday night with tourists and locals, it's just hustling and bustling. But it was like a Friday afternoon or a Shabbos afternoon. It's so quiet. The hotel is empty. They're not even using every single elevator in the elevator bank. Restaurants, most of them are closed. Cafes are closed. Mostly because they don't have people to work. A lot of people are on Miluim. But just the sense of quiet and eerie sadness that is pervasive is quite palpable. But that doesn't stop our resolve, because I think things are slowly getting back to normal. And certainly the traffic in the Tel Aviv area, like when you drive in the Merkaz from Tel HaShomer through the airport, etc., that's pretty busy. And I think people are trying to carry on with life as best they can, while at the same time doing what they can to help out. Tremendous sense of responsibility, tremendous sense of solidarity, as I mentioned. And I'm so glad to be here. So everybody's, thank you for coming. Don't think I'm representing you. Your kindness in our campaign, by the way, is helping so many people in relief efforts. People who we're going to hopefully today reach out to students and give them a little chizuk, but also to help people that have been relocated, people that are in distress, or just giving people a hug and saying, you know what, we're here for you, and that means so much. So I'm so proud to be a representative. I'll keep you posted as we go along, but until then, I guess for you, have a good evening. For me, have a good morning, and we're going to get ready to hit the ground running once again for what I hope is another meaningful day. Take care.